What began with a groundbreaking in April 2012 has turned into Slover Library in a little under 3 years. On January 9th, 2015, it officially opened its doors and electronically checked out its first books thanks to Mayor Paul Frame and Jane Batten, the widow of Frank Batten Sr., founder of Landmark Media Enterprises.
All right, the library is open. Please enjoy.
Speaking of thanks, many is owed to Mr. Batten and family and Landmark for their $40 million donation to help fund the $65 million library, which was named after Batten's uncle and former Norfolk Mayor Colonel Samuel Slover, in addition to a $22.6 million commitment from the City of Norfolk, as well as other private contributions.
This will be your new favorite place. Since the age of Aristotle, libraries have been esteemed as centers of knowledge and guardians of history, repositories of literature, and the archives for civilizations. More recently, libraries have adapted to a new age, an age of computers and digital information, and have become forums for community engagement and interactive learning. The Slover Library was designed to serve all of these purposes, and it is quite simply a stunning achievement.
A Cat in the Hat weekend full of book readings and other events helped kick off downtown Norfolk's newest attraction. You're probably thinking, I know, it's just a library, so what's the big deal, right? Well, Slover is way more than just a library. It's 3 buildings that encompass 3 different centuries of architecture. The historic Seaboard Building from the 1800s, the Selden Arcade from the 1900s, and the new 6-story tower that connects all 3 buildings into 138,000 square feet of high-tech library.
In keeping with the wishes of its benefactor, the Batten family, Slover is the most technologically advanced library in the country, and you will certainly be witness to that as you prowl through the various rooms here in the Slover.
Let's start underground on the lower level, which is full of a massive computer room and training area with free computer classes. Moving up to the first floor, you'll find a media wall with information, news, and events, along with ebooks and digital magazines, as well as the aforementioned self-checkout. If you're hungry or thirsty, there's the 52-seat bistro called Cuisine at Slover. The second floor is the place to be for all ages.
How's the frog go? Ribbit, ribbit.
Kids will love the youth library, which has a playscape area for children up to 2 years old. There's also a kids zone for ages 3 to 6.
I think that the library is really cool. I think that there's many books I can learn from and get from to get to school like that. I think it's great.
And adults will enjoy the Sargent Memorial Collection, full of historic and genealogical research. It was started by William Sargent, the first librarian to be hired by the City of Norfolk in 1897. Full of reading areas, microfilm, periodicals, and more, you can find out all you need to know about Norfolk, about Virginia, and about your family history. The collection continues into the 3rd floor with what is perhaps the biggest highlight of the library: multi-touch interactive boards that showcase the collection's thousands of searchable photos and artifacts. There's more computers in the digital media lab, and there's even a 3D printer.
And so in this lab, I teach you how to use that 3D software to create the models, and then I show you how to use this 3D printer. And it's free and open to the public.
Moving up to the 4th floor, you'll find a Mac computer room, plenty of spaces in the study area. There's even a digital production studio on the 4th floor if you want to make some videos and take a crack at my day job. They even have the exact same cameras we use at TV 48. Just don't drop it. As you mosey your way up onto floor number 5, you'll find rooms for computers and studying. But it's not all work and no play. The big draw of the 5th floor is this teen zone with video games galore. The 6th floor of Slover is all about community engagement. Small lecture rooms and classrooms lead up to a huge meeting space that highlights the top floor. It can hold 250 people and is perfect for events and programs. Programs like, a Norfolk City Council meeting perhaps?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Slover Library, where tonight the City Council is, I guess for the first time in my memory, which is, is actually holding a City Council meeting outside of City Hall. It's been decades.
Every floor has Wi-Fi and an interactive directory to show you where you are, and then a map to help get you to where you want to go. So no matter what floor you're on, you'll be busy, you'll be entertained, and you'll be enlightened at the new Slover Library.
This will truly be a place, a community center, not just for Norfolk, but for our region, for people to come together, discuss the important issues, to use it as a meeting place like we don't have now.
Very important to have something like this in the community. Education is very important. It takes a village to raise our children, and I think that this is something that will really help them.
But even a library with this much technology isn't really a library without some good old books. Don't worry, Slover has its share of those too, to the tune of over 160,000 books for you to read and check out, either in person or electronically, of course. For more on Slover Library, just go to sloverlibrary.com.